everybody. Welcome
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween. Welcome to our first Halloween special. I don't know why I'm dancing like this. By the way, did y'all see us in the new Bunsey AR video where we're dancing like ridiculously?
Oh, yeah.
We do. We have awesome moves. Anyway, we've got an awesome show lined up for you today. We have lots of spooky stories to talk about, along with our favorite things about Halloween. So we can't wait to talk to you. Let's roll the intro.
All right. Okay, we need to talk about the fact that it is Scare the Crap Out of Me October. Reading and going back to some of our favorite scary reads, especially since I work with kids. This show is not for the children, by the way, but not for the children. But I like busting out like the scary stories to tell in the dark, in a dark room. But for myself, Tales from the Crypt.
Yes.
Mic drop.
Some good classic horror. My favorite way to celebrate my birthday, which if y'all don't know, was on the 27th. I am now 31.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. So my favorite way to celebrate is by watching some true horror, like good classic horror, like Michael Myers. I don't like Freddy. He actually gives me nightmares, but like all the other ones, like The Craft is my stuff. But I have to tell you, my favorite spooky book right now is this collection of short stories that my mom bought me a few years ago.
Oh.
And it's like just that cover. I mean, look at that. It's a little terrifying.
It's beautiful.
It is a truly terrifying book of short stories. Like there's one about this, like it kind of reminded me of the bunny from Donnie Darko. Do you remember that thing?
Yeah.
But it has like this tea party in the woods and it like brings people to it. Anyway, it's a collection of really creepy and scary stories. So if you're interested, this is a really great anthology.
You know, I always say I'm going to read it in October, and I never do. I need to, though.
What have you been watching?
Rewatching Insidious. No,
I'm truly terrifying.
Dude, I love it. I am all about that Insidious plot line. It's like my sister and I say, I blame my mother. My mother got me really into horror. She shouldn't have been watching scary movies with me around. But I absolutely love it. I think that's where my love of sci-fi, mystery.
Oh, dude, my mom raised me on Anne Rice. I feel you.
Yes. So that's so funny. She just texted me. Mother, if you are what? Whoa.
Check it over. We are taking over your cute little program.
Cute? Who? Excuse me.
Rude, first of all.
Too bad.
And secondly.
Too bad. This is our show.
Yeah, man.
We're taking it over. You will know the truth.
No. Let me tell you, okay? This show is all about tech positivity, okay?
And you, sir.
Show your face.
Ma'am.
I think this is an anonymous hack, all right? Let me tell you how I'm not here for it. Unless you want to stay and educate us a little bit about the dark side of the internet.
I'm here for it.
Make it an education.
Absolutely.
If you waste our time, that's all I got to say.
I mean, I don't have any true like consequence for you, but but yeah, can we ask you a few questions while you're taking over?
Yeah.
Ask away, I will enlighten.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Boo. While I think of some questions, do you wanna start?
Who, me or Anon user 1605?
How about I just begin telling
Sure.
us who Anonymous is?
Yeah. Tell us who
yes.
you are.
I'm sure our viewers would love to hear that.
It's all for the lows. Anonymous is everyone and no one. We truly are Legion. It was started in the early 2000s. And as the good interwebs user of those days, discussion boards were everything. So were the origins of Anonymous.
So do you mean people like on Reddit?
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
Back then, if you needed to figure something out or share ideas in more or less hidden, safe locations, you used discussion boards. Some discussion boards allowed users to post anonymously, and bam, Anonymous was born.
But is Anonymous synonymous with trolling?
Yes, sort of. We adopt the trolling culture as our own. We do it all for fun. But there's a better reason why we do everything. We want to make a change in society.
Okay, because I'm like a constant user of the internet, right? I'm a hardcore tech person. I like, having my voice out there to advocate for the things that I care about. But if you're talking about anonymity and you're talking about trolling, but yet you're doing things for the greater good is what I understand from Anonymous, right? I don't fully understand the concept. So what is the goal of Anonymous?
What are you here for?
What are you here for?
First, let me give you a little history lesson. Most Anonymous members adopt the look of Guy Fawkes, a 16th century anarchist who wanted to blow up the House of Lords for their corruption. Ironically, he was ousted by an anonymous letter. Life is not without a sense of irony, huh? Most Anons who adopt the Guy Fawkes mask are referencing the film V for Vendetta, where the British government has sacrificed privacy for security, and Guy takes it upon himself to liberate the people. There was also a funky plot about Natalie Portman shading her V for Vendetta.
I do love her in that movie.
This show is not for the children.
It is not, and this episode especially because you're a little creepy. So what do you do? Like you call it? I mean, it's not activism or is it activism? What do you call what you do?
Our goal, we work together to achieve strong social political messages to corrupt organizations and individuals. Our hacktivist cyber attacks have targeted tainted governments that spy on their citizens and continuously lie and push misinformation to control their populace.
So so not activism, but hacktivism.
Hacktivism.
And how is that relatable, or how is that comparable? Comparable? Did I say comparable? Whoa. To activism. I mean, I don't know. When I think of hacking, I think of Anonymous stealing my information, or people that maybe show themselves, or I don't know, maybe label themselves as anonymous. What's the difference between anonymous and, the difference between anonymous and people out there stealing our information, our credit card numbers, our social security numbers,
we expose what needs exposing. Take, for example, the profane organization, the Church of Scientology. They have continuously preyed on the weak-minded and gullible. They brainwash them and turn people against each other, particularly other family members that do not join. We targeted them and had our lols. We sent black faxes where we bombarded their international phone lines and would send thousands of faxes with nothing but black ink, effectively disrupting their communication. It was a little form of protest. And unfortunately, their bill for toner is going to be a little high that month.
I love that.
So you say, when you're saying LOLs, you're saying LOLZ.
Sure, why not?
All right. So I get you. I get you. So you're doing things that some would construe as wrong or bad or annoying, but doing it for good. So it sounds like Anonymous could be good. So should good, hardworking people like us be afraid of Anonymous?
No, we do things to amuse ourselves and the public at large. We have even shared films that have been released to protest copyright campaigns.
Oh. So Anonymous is truly still relevant, and as librarians and people who fight for people to get their own information and do research, y'all are almost like on our side and like helping us combat fake news.
Quite simply, our goal is to ridicule those who need to be ridiculed, and perhaps some good comes out of it. And if librarians want to get in on the action, you're more than welcome to.
But hold on, you didn't really answer though. I mean, I hear what you're saying, don't get me wrong, but I'm a librarian, dude. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you do. For all I know, you're telling me something different, telling me one thing but doing another. I advocate for combating fake news. I don't believe in the spreading of misinformation. So how do I know that an anonymous organization isn't spreading false information and getting to the general public? Is that something that Anonymous likes to perpetuate, like a cycle of ignorance? Or do you do something to fight that? If you're truly on our side, that is.
Although fake news is stupid and it sucks, every citizen needs to take personal responsibility and vet their own sources. So Anonymous does not combat fake news. That's your responsibility.
Well, you can't argue with that.
All right.
I can't argue with that.
Now let me tell you something a little bit more. You asked about hacktivism. Let me tell you about that.
Yes, please. Tell us.
Not everyone is a hacker, and you don't have to be to join us. It helps, but some members take it too far. In the past, some Anon users have physically broken into federal buildings and other private organizations in order to obtain classified data and sits on decentralized servers. Those users then post their findings in a data dump for the world to see and to judge for themselves. That's who we are, but unfortunately, that was illegal. Illegal. That's one extreme example of hacktivism, breaking security system to expose corruption.
I see. So how can we, as just, regular people, we don't know anything about Anonymous or hacktivism, how can we protect ourselves from people like you or hacktivism?
But we are not the dark web. You do not need protection from us.
All right.
Now, if you want to help, there is a common way that normal, everyday people help us achieve our goals.
Ooh, like what? What can we do?
You could flood internet websites.
And how do we do that?
Yeah.
It is very simple, a coordinated attack where everybody visits a website at the same time, and when all users, like millions of users, are on a particular site at one time, those websites completely crash, sending in a very powerful message.
Like
It's
when
a DDoS attack.
Okay, so like when we break the internet, like when the cast of Friends got on Instagram and took that huge selfie and then Instagram shut down because everyone was on it at the same time.
A distributed denial of service, yes.
Oh.
I got it now. So if we don't need to protect ourselves from Anonymous, who do we need to protect ourselves from?
Oh.
Unfortunately, the internet is filled with all sorts of script kiddies that prowl, sometimes referred to as black hat hackers.
Black hat hacker. So then how do we protect ourselves from them?
It's a little tricky. You probably haven't even been exposed to a black hat hacker in the past. Last year alone, there was 164 million records exposed in the United States alone.
All right.
Now, if you really want to protect yourself from them, maybe using Google is not the best tool.
Wait, hold on, because we are Google trainers.
We love Google.
And part of our job is obviously promoting a tool that can connect our students, our teachers. Are you saying that there's a difference between using it for an educational purpose versus using it personally? Or are you saying that regardless of whatever the purpose is, we're susceptible to hacks based on the browser that we use?
Sort of. Google used to claim that they had a motto saying, "Don't do evil." Unfortunately, I think they forgot about it. They share your information, your browsing data to the biggest bidder and target your ads. That means no privacy whatsoever. If you have hemorrhoids, everyone knows about it.
Well, I don't, but I thank you for letting us know that.
Have you guys ever, and I'm asking you also, Anon user 1605, do you ever think of something, whether it's a show, a movie, a product, and you're just thinking it, you don't even verbalize it, and then it shows up on your recommended ads?
Oh, sure, why not?
So you mean like last summer during Prime Day, when I was talking to my husband about wanting a sewing machine, and then all of a sudden we have an Alexa in the house, and then on Prime Day, my recommended things were sewing machines? Like that's what you're talking about?
That is part of it. Those devices are constantly recording what we say, both Google Home and Alexa. And why not throw Siri into the mix too?
I own all of those things, and I think I'm going to just throw everything away now.
AI, artificial intelligence, is the future of hacking. All completely automation, where you don't need to have some nerd sitting behind a computer waiting to target you. You simply have an AI targeting you and your behavior.
Okay. That is something to think about.
For sure. You give us a lot to think about.
Yeah. And although this was completely unscripted
and
unplanned, thank you so much for joining our cute little show, as you said. I want to say that Stephanie and I are going to fight the good fight, but mainly advocate for safe use of the internet. Do the things that you recommend to prevent our identities or sensitive information to be exposed.
Especially if you have hemorrhoids.
Yeah. I don't know if that was based on your true story, though, Anon user. Anyway.
I'm going to go ahead and assume that you have hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
Because you're
Sure, why not?
But before we go, since you interrupted our favorite scary stories. What is yours, Anon user 1605?
My favorite scary story,
Or book? Mm-hmm.
The Brady Bunch.
What happened?
Did he just jump in and then leave? Rude.
What? I was having fun.
Well, that was interesting.
That was weird. That was definitely an experience of a lifetime. I'm not gonna lie. I've always wanted to talk to someone.
Me too. I read a book about them once, and it was so cool and so interesting.
Oh, I know. I just wish I had better questions prepared.
I wish I knew that he would. I mean, I guess that goes against what they do. Like, they don't plan things so that they're coming. But like, I really want to know how he knew how to get into our show.
All right, guys. Well, I think that means that we really have to figure out our security for Tech It Over.
Truth.
That in itself is worrisome. I mean, I know that a lot of you like to participate in the public chats, so we're going to try to do everything to protect your privacy, your anonymity if you need to. The only thing that worries me is that we're on social media. You know what I mean? Like, we're on social media. We have our names out there. We have our certifications out there. Obviously we like to advocate for the things that we learn. And now, like, do I delete my Twitter? Do I delete my Instagram? Have you seen that documentary on Netflix?
I have not, although you've told me about it. But what I've learned through all this is, if we're using it for good, and I mean, we use our social media for good, then we're good. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what I told my students.
It's like what we tell our kids about digital citizenship.
Yeah. Just the other week, it was Digital Citizenship Week. And we had a really thought-provoking conversation in one of the classes. And we were talking about, being a positive person online and things that you can do to avoid negativity online. Because, I mean, obviously everyone has a voice now, right?
Yeah.
And then how do you...
Hey, how y'all doing? I just need to pee real quick.
Dude, you're funny. I don't know who you are, but you're hilarious.
Are the rest of y'all like this?
Yeah.
We do things to amuse ourselves and the public at large, as I had said.
Oh.
Recently, we even sent glitter bombs to top-ranking executives. Good luck cleaning up all that glitter from your fancy suits.
Oh.
Glitter is like the herpes of crafting.
Right.
So while you were gone,
for 5 seconds.
Okay.
And then what do you do with it?
We have a question.
Yeah.
We're on social media. So to protect ourselves, should we not be on social media?
You can be hacked in a different manner that's a little bit more fun for some. We call it social engineering.
Okay.
Let's say, Stephanie, that I impersonate your husband, and if I know your address, well, I could just get all sorts of access.
Well then.
So be careful what you're posting out there.
That is definitely
something to think about.
Yeah, definitely. Although, do you want to hear a really weird story since it's October?
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to everybody on this.
All right.
Always.
Tuning in.
I want to hear now. I'm interested.
Well, because you're talking about impersonations. Around March, I had paid off my car. I don't even know how long ago this was. Maybe 1 or 2 years ago. Paid off my car, bought a new one. And this guy calls me from a dealership, knows my name, and says, "Thank you for the rose." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Who are you?" He said he was a guy, what do you call those? A car dealership guy.
Car salesman.
Car salesman. Oh my God, what is wrong with my head today? Car salesman from this car dealership locally, which I've never, ever shopped at. Bought a car, never owned one of those cars before. And says that he received a rose or some chocolate. I don't know if it was a rose or a rose chocolate or what, with a letter saying, thank you, and then my name on it. I don't know how that happened. To this day, it still freaks me out, and I don't know how that, yeah, dude. I don't know if somebody was trying to mess with me. I don't know if someone was just trying to mess with him. I don't know if my information is linked across dealerships. Like, I have no idea. Like, what are the odds that my name would pop up randomly? And then, with a current phone number, it's just weird. It freaks me out. So anyway, that's my
It sounds like somebody was pulling a prank on you.
Yeah, but who? I'm nobody. Like, I don't know.
And yet again, goes back to that social engineering. Be careful what you post. Your information is out there, and people could use it to exploit you.
Yeah, guess you're right.
Well, on top of it, there are countries who are targeting us right now, particularly people that identify themselves as Democrats. They are getting emails saying that if you don't vote for Trump, something bad will happen. These are state-sponsored emails from hackers, black hat hackers that have stolen emails and now are using it against our political process.
Well, that's creepy.
Yeah, obviously something like that, especially now with the election coming up soon. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Is there something that Anonymous is doing to either avoid, disrupt, or ensure that the voting process
is legit?
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
I guess I can't answer that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, okay, well, that kind of sucks. But I was really hoping for some real juicy answers.
But I guess that's the purpose, like we're not supposed to know. Or we got to go dig and find where they're organizing. I don't know. That was really cool, though. Like, both creepy and cool.
Gives me a lot of stuff to think about.
Truth.
Speaking of the election, guys, make sure you all go and vote.
Vote.
Do
it for our homegirl, RBG.
Yeah.
Backwards. Shout out to the Live Bits. She made these adorable vote bracelets.
They are super cute.
To spread the word to vote, and raised money for the Children's Defense Fund, something like that, I think. But super cute. Get out there and vote. I personally don't care who you vote for as long as you get out and vote. And I'm really proud that as of today, we have surpassed the number of people who voted in the 2016 election. So way to go. I'm quite proud of everyone.
That is something to definitely congratulate because...
And we're still 8 days out.
Yeah.
Way to go, though. So keep that up. Go vote. Protect yourself online. And as I always say, don't be an asshole. If you got nothing nice to say, don't say it.
Exactly.
So, all right, y'all. Well, that was a cool show, even though we got completely interrupted.
Yeah, so. I'm really excited that we were able to do this. Thank you all so much for tuning in to our Tech It Over Halloween special.
Our cute little show.
Our agenda went haywire. Obviously, everything kind of went up in the air. I don't know.
Whatever.
This is our first annual Halloween special. So, guys, make sure you all tune in. Can't wait to see where this show is by next year. I mean, thank you all so much for viewing, taking the time out of your Halloween week to spend it with us.
And our next episode is November. I want to say it's next week since we skipped a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. Hold on. I'm pulling up our calendar. Our next one should be Shannon Miller.
Oh.
November 4th. So
Nice.
super cool, super exciting. Make sure you tune in.
All right. Well, we say at the end of every episode,
stay positive and test negative.
Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.